Welcome back, my friends. I'm Johnny B with JohnnyB.com. Did you know that working with the right team could help you, but it could also really hurt you if you're working with the wrong team? Do you know the difference? So to keep myself from being sued, these are my opinions, but they really are my opinions. So there are a couple of different formats for teams that are typical. I have a great friend who has a huge team, and he actually mentored me for 2 years. He's a fantastic agent, superstar, wonderful guy. I really love him. Here's how his team works. His team does, at its most, 410 transactions in a year, and he had 52 team members. And as he puts it, he loves to hire baby chicks only. What does that mean? These are brand new agents, just got their license, and he can teach them from scratch without them having any bad habits. Okay, so when you look at the stats and you start thinking about somebody that's did 410 transactions, you think, wow, this guy's amazing. How could he possibly do that? He's a superstar. He's got so much experience. Okay, but who's the guy that you're going to be working with? My friend during that time didn't actually do any real estate. He was just coaching his team, and his team was brand new agents. So this guy with all this feedback, all these transactions, the person you're working with might be doing their very first deal, one of their very first deals at the very best. The person you're actually working with is a baby chick. So do you want to do a multi-million-dollar transaction or even a $500,000 transaction with a baby chick? Might be okay, but probably there's something left to learn. The other type of team that's very common is where 2 or more agents join together so that they can pump up their stats for a competitive advantage. So again, it shows these huge numbers of volume. They brag about the number of transactions that they do and the dollar value of those transactions and the combined feedback of all of it. And it makes them appear to be very much more competitive. But you're still working with one individual person who has something far less than that in terms of experience and feedback. So how are we different? I work with you as the sole agent. Typically, if you're working with a huge team, you're not working with the team leader. You're working with a baby chick. And so when I work with you, I'm the one actually doing all the steps. I do the Smart Buyer consultation where we discuss what you're trying to do, what you want to obtain, what your questions are, and the other questions that I think you should ask in order to get what you want. I'm the one doing this. I'm the one that goes out and does the calibration tour with you. And that's where I help you to quantify your feelings about the various aspects so you actually get what you want in the transaction. Then I give you tools so that you can do a better job and have more insight into the market. And then we go out and you find a property. You tell me that this is the one you want. And I look at it and vet it. I do an agent visual inspection. But the inspection has more oomph behind it than is typical because for my entire career, I have followed the best home inspectors, pest inspectors I could find, and I follow them around during their inspections and I ask them questions because I'm insanely curious by nature. And so this has given me a vast amount of insight and training over many, many years. So I'm not an inspector, but if I look at the property for you, I may very well find a red flag or a problem that I can bring to your attention. And then if that's a problem for you that you don't want that house, better for you not to waste all that time going through a process that might be expensive, time-consuming with opportunity costs and taking away from your family time and your work time for a dead end. So this saves you. And the worst of all is for you to get involved in a property that you should have been warned about that you never would have bought in the first place. Then who does your negotiations? A baby chick or a master certified negotiation expert like myself? So I do all the negotiations, all the steps, which begins days before the final negotiation, and I'll explain that process to you in person when we meet over coffee. So with 120 hours of work behind me, helping me to look good, allowing me to have more time to focus on your needs, that's allowing me to develop a higher quality of service. So what is the advantage of working with my team? My team is different. You don't even call it a team really, because I'm the one doing all the work for you, but I have this 120 hours of support that allows me to bring greater value to you and allows me to focus on these critical points, all of the client-facing important points where you're being protected, you're being coached, your negotiations and everything else is done by me. A couple of other points. Please don't fear calling me. Some people say, oh, he's a movie producer, a best-selling author, he won't have time for me. I'm making these videos to help pre-train you, but also so that you get to know who I am and what I'm about and the value that I deliver so that you will call me. It's an effort on my part to help you to meet me. I do want to meet you. And the value, some people think, oh, I'm not buying a $5 million or $10 million home. Just call me. Your price point doesn't matter. Of course, I love selling expensive homes, but I also help first-time buyers. I help people that are doing move-ups, and I help executives buy their beautiful mansions. So just give me a call. I'm here to help you. In our next episode, did you know that up to 30% of the homes that are actually sold never appear on the MLS? Do you know how to find them? Until next time, I'm Johnny B.
I like to ask all my guests this one question. If you had one piece of advice to give people to help them, not just to survive, but to thrive in this current economy, what's your best advice for them?
Well, I think the current economy has shown us how huge a market real estate is and how it could devastate a country. We just had an enormous recession. What happens is the average family, every single time they go to buy and sell a house, they're in extreme danger because if they do this correctly, they're going to advance themselves towards a retirement that they're going to enjoy. But if they mess up, they're going to fall off the track and there's no way that they can recover their losses. Those losses are gone permanently.
That's a great answer. Now, those who want to reach you more and learn about your secret sauce, the Johnny B secret sauce to getting more house for the money or getting more money for the house, where do they go, Johnny?
They can call me at 408-786-8904, or they can go to my website, gojohnnyb.com.
GoJohnnyB.com. Hey, thanks for joining us, Johnny.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.